Amid the despair and destruction associated with the campfire, this is a scene of hope and light. This is where hundreds of people are gathering today to sort through donated clothing, furniture, toiletries, and other items that all of the people who've evacuated from the fires will need over the coming days. It's these first few steps of getting back on their feet, which means so much to the evacuees and a lot of the people who lost their homes. Many of the people here who are doing some shopping today, sorting through these tables full of clothing and other items, picking up some new shoes, a new shirt, anything to get them through this week. Many of these people lost their homes. They actually lost everything. And I've been talking to a few people here who told me just how much it means to have this support here, how much it means to have all of these volunteers providing them with this clothing, because they just left, in some cases, with the clothing on their backs. And all of this stuff just started showing up within the last few days. This whole operation here at the Chico Elks Club has grown tremendously just within the past few hours, and now it resembles almost an outdoor department store of sorts. Everything is divided up by men's, women's, children's. They have toys, they have sweaters, they have pet supplies in the back, they have toiletries. People keep coming by every few minutes to drop off more clothing, to drop off more goods. And once evacuees come here, or others who have lost their homes, they just have to register at a table in the back here. They grab a bag and they're really free just to roam around here among the tables and do some shopping, help start replacing all of the things that they lost that they will need in the coming days. There's a lot of uncertainty for some of these families. They have not been able to get back home to see their properties. They have not been able to even see some pictures of it to see if it survived or not. Many people left behind animals and pets and whoa, there's a big tanker, it looks like, coming over us. Another reminder that this is still an active firefight, and I have to say today it's a little bit concerning in this area because we are feeling the wind pick up here in Chico. The breezes just within the past hour have really started picking up, and people here, as they shop for some items, are nervously looking up and seeing all these leaves fluttering in the wind, and in the distance there, that's where the fire's burning. It's a concerning sight. You know, another thing I should mention here that we're seeing, besides all of these clothing, here's some bedding off to the side, some pet supplies, diapers, a stroller, anything that people will need in the coming days. We're now seeing some people show up with their food trucks. There's at least 2 of those here, and they've just started opening up and serving. This is Big Brews over here. There's a taco truck over in the distance here, and they're starting to feed everybody. It looks like they're starting to turn this into a little more of a permanent operation here, at least for the week. They're setting up some tents in the distance here. A lot of the items are laid out on tarps right now. Hi, how are you? And they're setting up to be here, it looks like, all week to really keep providing for all of these families who are in need. This is one of the evacuation shelters in the region that a lot of people have come to. According to the latest situation report for the fire, fire managers are saying that this shelter is full, but that doesn't mean people cannot come here and start looking for some items to replace everything that they have lost. So we've seen a lot of really sad scenes over the past few days. We've seen a lot of despair. And this is a real scene of hope, I think, for everybody who is looking for just a moment of light among everything that's happened and having to rush out of their homes and not know what is there. So I'll just show you a little bit of what we're seeing here. These are all of the tables and bins full of clothing. And it's amazing just to look out into the distance and see how much there is and see how everybody's working together to help make this a really smooth operation and provide everything that people might need. There are some really nice shirts here. There are sweaters. It's getting pretty chilly at night now, and there are jackets for people who might need those, things for kids, toys. And it's just amazing to see all of the generosity here. Some of these items are new. I was told somebody went to Costco earlier and started buying some stuff just to drop off here. If you need shoes, this is where you can get some shoes. children's clothing. As I mentioned, there's the food truck off there in the distance. Toys for kids. And, you know, I was talking to somebody earlier and she said that being here and being able to look for these items to replace a few things, it's really therapeutic in a way, because it gives them something to focus on in the moment. It gives you something to work on, to start piecing together your life, piecing it back together in a small way, just by gathering the items that you know you'll need this week. What are you going to eat this week? Where are you going to find your toiletries? Where are you going to find the other items that you might need? And this is where they can start doing that. And to stay busy today, doing all of this. And look, there's just like a line of donations. And more keep coming every hour. So to be here and be able to do this for a lot of people is very helpful. It's a really therapeutic experience, just to keep getting all the things together that you'll need. And to see the generosity, I think, is really helpful for people. Juliana is saying she's bringing some men's clothing as well as women's clothing to drop off here. Even dogs here. And yeah, if people are able to donate, this is one of the places where you can do it. And there's just a really well-run operation here where they are sorting through all these things, folding them, putting them on the right tables, and putting them out for the evacuees and people who've lost their homes.
I was at the Richard Mobile Home Park. Yeah, we just been like working on those piles of clothes are being sorted in the So I walk away and I start to turn it.
Lots of jeans.
Exactly. Just starting to organize. Okay, thank you so much. Well, so mostly women.
For people. Juliana is saying she. So just to set the scene once more, this is the Elks Club, Elks Lodge in Chico, one of the donation sites where people have just been coming by all day, bringing what they can, cleaning out donated clothes, anything that they have in their closets that they don't think they'll need. They're now bringing it for their neighbors. We have pillows over here, bedding, children's supplies, dog food, things for your pets. It's amazing, and this has just grown within the past hour that I've been here. Now they're setting up a tent behind me so they can have some more space out here. They're setting up chairs over here so they can start feeding people from a food truck. This is what hope looks like in the aftermath of the disaster, and it's a really important story for me to tell because I think it's remarkable to see all of these people standing here together, doing what they can to help out their neighbors, not waiting for any help to come to them. They're creating this, they're building this themselves with their own manpower, with their own donations. And I've been speaking with a few people who have come through here to pick up some things, and they told me they don't have anything at home. They don't have shoes, they don't have a shirt or a jacket. They left their house in their car in some cases with just what they had on their backs, and they haven't had time to really think about what will I need over the coming days. Not what am I going to need next week, but what will I need tonight? What will I need tomorrow? They're talking about taking this process 1 hour at a time, not even 1 day at a time, because it's hard to even think about what this afternoon will look like because of just all of the uncertainty. So this is a remarkable scene of hope after the fire. I'm really encouraged to see all of these Wonderful people out here helping each other out. They're all so nice, they're all so strong, hearing their stories, what they've gone through. It's a pretty remarkable scene, and I expect that throughout the rest of the day and throughout the week, this will really be growing significantly because they've already run out of tables. They're just putting things out on tarps now, and the parking lot is full. There are campers in the distance. There are kids playing. This is really a community that is set up to bring people some hope, to give them something to do, to give them some space to actually do some work, and to start rebuilding their lives and getting things back together. So we'll check in back here today and maybe see a few other sites where people have been. But the story we're working on for tonight is about how a lot of these evacuees, these people who have had to leave their homes, they just don't know what is next. They don't know what tonight will look like or tomorrow. They don't know if they'll be able to return home to their properties. And a lot of them are actually trying to prepare themselves for the moment when they go back home, because they don't know what they're going to see, and they're bracing for bad news. It's going to be a really difficult scene for a lot of people when they are allowed to go back to their neighborhoods to actually see what it looks like and to have to deal with that. So that's going to be tough. They talk about going back home in groups of neighbors and family and friends so that they're all there for each other when they do go back, and if they see something pretty bad, they'll have some support there with them. They're trying not to focus too much on what that looks like because they don't know when that will be. It's still a lot of evacuation areas off in the fire zone. And I don't know if you can see too well, but the winds are picking up this afternoon. I wasn't feeling these breezes this morning, but here in Chico, we are feeling some breeze, and it's getting a little windy, which is concerning. This is why the fire managers, one of the reasons why fire managers have those evacuation orders still in place, because they're really concerned about that. And the air today, there's ash in it, but the smoke isn't too bad here in Chico, which is, it's nice to breathe easy for once, but there are bits of ash kind of floating around. Laura's asking, is Paradise abandoned? Well, no one's allowed up in Paradise today, or that's still closed off. Anyone who lives up in Paradise is not getting back there. The only people up there are the first responders, the investigators who are making their way through all of the properties. Mickey's asking for the address so that he can donate stuff. He's from San Jose. Let me get you the address here. This is the Chico Elks Lodge, number 423, and we are at let's see here, Chico Elks Lodge number 423, and the location here where you can donate things. They're still taking donations throughout the afternoon, and there's a lot of people coming by. This is 1705 Manzanita Avenue in Chico. So this is 1705 Manzanita Avenue. If you look at the Chico Elks Lodge number 423, this is where you can come to donate any of the items that you might want to use to help out some of the evacuees from the fire. Remember, a lot of these people lost their homes. They lost everything, furniture, pictures, clothing, everything in their closets, everything that they might need just to get through the week, to get through the winter. People are wondering, how do I get through the winter? It's going to get even colder out here now, and they don't even have any of that clothing. So this is one of the places where they can come. Linda's asking if people can send gift cards. I believe you can. I'll have to check on that. That's one of the things some of the evacuees were saying was really helpful, was to have gift cards available, because then they can go out and buy the things specific to their needs, which would be helpful. So I'm going to try and find out more about the gift cards, and I'll write that in a comment for you if there's a place where people can send those. Just want to see if there's any other questions here. Let's see. Just a lot of messages about how proud people are of their neighbors for really coming together in this moment, and it's remarkable to see, because it's been such a difficult scene for so many people over the past few days, and we've just seen the heartbreak. And I think it's important to show the generosity and the hope that we're seeing today as people come out here, hundreds of them, to volunteer their time, to drop off anything that they can, to make a run to Costco and pick up some toilet paper, or just anything that people will need and then drop it off here. So remarkable scene here, and I think there's a lot of reason to be hopeful when you see what's behind me here. Thanks, Erica, for watching. The American Red Cross is in the area, but they're not at this specific location. So this is one of the food trucks that's set up. They're serving lunch over here. Big Brews. Yeah, it's like a little community that's just set up here in the field, and it keeps growing throughout the day. This is interesting over here. There's just stacks and stacks of bottled water that people keep bringing by. Sherry is asking, is it okay to send a box of nice used clothing? That's what we're seeing here. I think that's what the donations are that they're taking in, or just good quality used clothing is, you know, things that you would donate. Some more dog food coming in. More donations.
I guess we could just keep going.
And you just see these bags and bags of clothing lined up all along here. Things like wheelchairs and walkers for, I mean, people lost everything in some cases, and this is some of what people are donating. Bedding.
These have been here a long time. Any idea why these have been sitting here? No. They've been here all morning. Yeah.
They're like, I was like, all right, you know, I've got something to sleep in. And they're hipster pants. It's so short. Gotcha. Oh, God. So if you sat down the wrong way, you'd feel a crack.
No. Leave them. Grab them.
I was fighting the fire in my Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a redneck.
This is in Chico at the Elks Lodge. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Let's just. I got it. There you go. Okay. Ready?
A lot of the people who are here lived in Paradise and the other communities that were very heavily hit by the fire, hard hit by the fire. Hi, find some good stuff?
Are you busy? Heck yeah, we are.
Yeah?
It's nice.
What's it like for you to see all this set up here? This is quite an operation.
Yeah, I know. It's nice of them to do it, really. Appreciate it. Yeah.
What did you get? Some clothing?
Yes, sir. Pants, t-shirts, and shorts.
Great.
Yeah.
Lot to choose from.
Who are you with?
ABC in Sacramento.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for helping all the time.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Do you live in Paradise?
Used to.
Okay.
On Pence Road. And we don't know yet if the house is still there or not.
Haven't gone. You have not gone to go back up.
Yep. Waiting for them to let us go up there.
Were you able to bring anything with you when you left?
No, we got short notice and really didn't pack much that we should have. Hindsight's great. Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.